Welcome back to my backyard garden. This is actually the front yard edition. I'm just getting home. And so since I've been away, the first thing I have to do is come check my garden and my chickens. So we've been to the backyard. Ellery and I are headed to Lowe's to go pick up a chicken tunnel for my ladies so that way they can free range in a safe way in the front yard. I have all these wildflower, well, I guess technically weeds growing in the front. I normally would use chemicals to kill it, but my ladies love that. And so I'm going to go ahead and let them eat that. Here comes Oliver around the corner. He's gonna put together the chicken tunnel for me. But let me show you what's going on in the front, and then I'm gonna show you what's the back going on in the back, and then we're gonna get to work. Happy Sunday. Everything's waking up, so my strawberries are still growing. Before I left, I threw out a whole lot of wildflower seeds in this planter and this planter, and they're coming up. I have all these plants back here that I'm going to put in the garden to help keep things protected and beautiful. And look, I have tulips. I forgot that I planted tulips, and the tulips are coming up. I have tulips here. Of course, the perennials are coming back, all my lilies. I have tulips over here. And then on this side of the house, I have one of my grape orchards, and I planted those new berries I got from a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember what they're called, but those are doing well. And then from the front, actually, I got some, I can't remember what these are called, but they're gonna make these big, beautiful, fragrant purple flowers. And they don't normally grow this far south because they need a lot of cooling temperature. What's this? I'm not trying to remember what it's called, but I planted these last week, and they are doing great. The Japanese plum is waking up, and on this side of my orchard, everything's waking up. So I'm very excited, but I got a lot to do. It's Sunday, it's beautiful. Let's get to work. Okay, we are back outside, and I planted mint here. Now, my mint from last year is starting to wake up, but I planted mint here because mint smells so good. I have more herbs because my ladies over there have become my biggest ops when it comes to my garden. They have been eating up all my stuff. But I planted these. This was planted, let's see, March 10th. This is Moss Rose and Morning Glory. So these two planters are gonna go to the side of the house this way. Oliver's building me a trellis, and I'm gonna have the Morning Glory drape the trellis, and that's gonna be beautiful. This is, of course, strawberries. I sowed more zinnia, cilantro, things like that. This is a butterfly tide. This is going to be delicious tea. It makes a beautiful flower. These are gardenias. I love lilies. I have lilies in the front. Lilies are perennial. They will come back. These are still some things that this is cucamelon. I grew cucamelon last year. I love them, but I love all cucumbers. Someone told me on the gardening group to put my tarragon outside and see if it'll grow. So I'm going to see if that works. This is Tabasco. I put my borage out here. I transplanted it. Borage has a long taproot, and it's not doing well with the transplant, so I think it's gonna die. I'm gonna try to re-sow it. So you see all these tarps. So the last couple of weeks, me and Oliver have been trying to protect my garden from the ladies because they have wings, and I don't want to clip their wings, so they've been getting into my garden, eating up all of my stuff. So what I've done over here is rosemary. I put a kennel. This is actually a kennel for them, but I changed it up and repurposed it to protect the rosemary. I had to put all these tarps back down because they've been eating up all of my herbs, but this is where the trellis is going to go, in this area. And then I'm going to put netting down like I have along the patio to keep the ladies out. I'm happy to see that my asparagus is waking up. And I'm going to plant green beans all over here. But before I plant over here, I'm going to have to, of course, protect it from the girls so they can't get in. I put out my okra, and I put these little cages that I got from Dollar Tree. Thank you all for that suggestion as well. It keeps them protected from the ladies. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I plant orange okra and red okra. And so when they get bigger, I'm going to be able to move those and protect it. I had to add these gates to the grapevines because the ladies were all up in here eating everything. They were eating the blackberries, so I had to add this to protect the blackberries. They ate all this at the bottom. They are my biggest ups. So these grapes and blackberries are now protected because I added extra netting. Like I said, they've eaten up all my beautiful herbs. Okay, let's go to the other side. All right, this is the other side of the chicken coop. The mint is coming back. Mint is a perennial. Don't put it in the ground if you don't want to live with it forever. But okay, so they have berries on this side too. This is a raspberry, they have a blackberry, and something else. You see they ate everything up too. So I'm gonna put netting around here as well. Or maybe I can get another kennel to protect them so they don't eat them all. Now this is the garden. The first thing I did to protect it from the chickens was put netting. But the netting was too big so they were able to squeeze through. So then I added smaller netting, but they could still see the garden, we're still trying to get in. So I actually took these blankets that me and Oliver were about to put away for the winter and draped the entire garden. So now they can't see it, so I don't think that they have tried to get in. I don't know if they can fly this high, but so far the garden has been safe for a week. So these are all my peppers over there, hot peppers and sweet peppers. And then in this area, let me just go inside the garden. Okay, before I go into the garden, these were 2 trees in one pot. So I had lime, lemon, lime, lemon. They survived the freeze, they survived the ice. What didn't survive is when I took the blankets out and the chickens ate them. So they were beautiful. Chickens are worse than hornworms. I had beautiful leaves and everything. And in a couple of hours, I came back out. Just this is what it looked like. So yeah, these girls. This is a fig tree I planted 2 years ago. See, figs grow real fast. This is my original fig tree. And this is a mulberry I planted last year, a dwarf mulberry. Now let me tell you about figs. Figs are, to me, are like a weed. They grow so fast. And I don't even really eat figs. I grow the figs because my grandmother used to make fig preserves and it kind of reminds me of her. But I'm about to start eating these figs because they take up so much room. All right, so this is how to get in the garden. I have to open up this blanket, then take this off for this netting, and then I have tarps. Let me tell you, these girls know how to get in to my stuff. They ate up all of my winter garden. I didn't get a chance to enjoy hardly anything, so I don't want that to happen again. I want to keep the peace between me and my ladies. Okay, I need 2 hands to take it apart, and then I'll go inside. All right, so I'm inside the garden. I still have this raised bed to plant, this one and that one. Right now I've been planting in the pots. So I've taken all my seedlings from inside and put them out here. Oh, I need to water. This is red bell, Cubanelle, shishito. Well, anyway, these are all hot and sweet peppers. This is what I planted for my food scraps inside the house, but these are all hot and sweet peppers along this side. This is where all my tomatoes start. And yes, I have a lot of tomatoes because I love tomatoes. These are tomatoes over here. Tomatoes over here. Tomatoes over here. And these are for me to have more strawberries. On this side of the garden, I have cucumbers. And I am going to add more cucumbers because I eat cucumbers every day, all day. In these raised beds, I have my squash. I have my yellow squash. I have butternut squash. I have mashed potato squash. I have all the different squash. I love squash. I'm going to put more around here, but I plan to put more cucumbers so that way they'll grow up the trellis and they'll hang down and make it easy for them to be harvested. But isn't this ridiculous? Look at all these nettings I have to put on to keep them out of my garden. It's ridiculous. All right, I know that was a long update, but it's a lot going on. So I just made it to Lowe's. I'm waiting for my pickup for the chicken tunnel. But I'm gonna go inside and see what Lowe's has. What I love about Lowe's is that they have a section in the back where they have plants on clearance. You can get some really nice things for cheap if you know how to make sure that the plants continue to grow. So I know it was a long video. Thank you for hanging with me. I can't wait to grow and start harvesting. Last year I ate all out of my garden. I didn't have to go to the grocery store for anything. And that's what I plan to do even more this year. And hopefully this year, in addition to what I have from my table, I should prayerfully have enough that I can share with others. All right, happy Sunday. Time to work.